Did you know that a single leaf from a plant sold at your local nursery could stop your heart? Sounds extreme, but it's true. Today we're counting down 7 of the most dangerous plants you should never bring home. You've probably seen some of these at garden centers, and number 2 is one of the most common houseplants people buy without knowing the risks. Stick around, because this list might just change how you shop for plants forever. I have spent years around gardens and nurseries, and one thing still shocks me: how many dangerous plants are sold without a warning label. Groups like the ASPCA Poison Control and the Royal Horticultural Society all list plants that can harm pets and people, yet they're still sitting on store shelves. Before we dive in, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos on gardening safety and plant care. Your support helps this channel grow, and it might even save a life. First on our list is Oleander. At first glance, Oleander is a stunning shrub. It has tall, lush green leaves and clusters of bright pink, red, or white flowers that look like they belong on a tropical postcard. It's easy to see why nurseries love selling it. Oleander thrives in warm climates, handles drought well, and can make an ordinary backyard feel exotic and alive. But here's the dark side. Every part of this plant is poisonous. The leaves, the flowers, the stems, even the smoke if you burn it. Oleander contains powerful toxins called cardiac glycosides, the same compounds used in certain heart medications. The difference is that medicine is carefully dosed. In Oleander, even a single leaf can be fatal to a child. Dogs and cats are at risk with symptoms ranging from vomiting and a slowed heart rate to sudden death if untreated. This isn't just a theoretical risk. In California, there have been cases of horses dying after nibbling oleander branches thrown into a pasture. Pet hospitals issue regular warnings in summer when people trim oleander hedges and animals accidentally eat the clippings. So what is a safer choice if you love that vibrant floral look? Try hibiscus. It's as colorful, non-toxic to both pets and people, and still gives you that tropical garden feel without the hidden danger. And if oleander shocked you, wait until the next plant. It looks delicate, almost fairy-like, but inside the body it can act like a time bomb for the heart. Let's talk about foxglove. Number 2 is a plant that looks like it came straight out of a fairy tale garden foxglove. Tall stalks covered in bell-shaped flowers in shades of purple, pink, and white. If you've ever walked past it, you know how enchanting it looks, almost like little trumpets rising from a meadow. And that's exactly why nurseries love stocking it. Its eye-catching attracts bees and hummingbirds, and is surprisingly easy to grow once established. People buy it because it can turn an ordinary flower bed into a real showpiece. But here's the twist. Inside those delicate blooms is a potent chemical cocktail. Foxglove contains compounds called digitalis glycosides. In carefully controlled doses, digitalis has been used by doctors for centuries to treat heart failure. But in the natural plant, the dose is uncontrolled and potentially deadly. Ingesting foxglove can cause nausea, vomiting, severe irregular heartbeat seizures, and even cardiac arrest. The danger is real for families and pets, especially because children may mistake the tubular flowers for something harmless or edible. History offers plenty of warnings. Back in the 18th century, foxglove earned a place in medicine because it could strengthen a weak heart. But that benefit came with a razor-thin line between healing and poisoning. Even today, emergency rooms still see cases of accidental foxglove ingestion involving both pets and people. In the UK, there have been reports of gardeners suffering severe poisoning after handling the plant without gloves and then touching their mouths. So what should you plant instead if you want that same tall, colorful look in your garden? Try snapdragon. It grows upright, comes in vibrant shades of pink, purple, and yellow, and is safe for both children and pets. You still get the charm without the risk. And trust me, if foxglove gave you chills, wait until you meet the next plant. It's one of the most common houseplants in the world, and people place it in their living rooms without realizing that a single bite can make it nearly impossible to breathe. Let's talk about dumb cane. At number 3, we have a plant you've probably seen in offices, living rooms, and nurseries under the name dumb cane. With its glossy green leaves splashed with creamy white or yellow Dieffenbachia is striking. It creates that lush, indoor tropical feel that can make any corner of a home seem more alive. That's one reason nurseries keep pushing it. It's easy to grow, tolerates low light, and brings instant style to a room. But here's what most people don't realize. Inside those beautiful leaves are microscopic needle-shaped crystals called calcium oxalate. When someone chews or bites into the plant, those crystals shoot into the soft tissues of the mouth and throat, like tiny shards of glass. The result is intense burning pain, swelling of the lips and tongue, and in some cases, the throat can swell so much that breathing or speaking becomes difficult. That's exactly why it's called dumb cane. Victims can be left unable to talk. And yes, this has happened. Poison control centers across the US and Europe receive calls about toddlers chewing on a leaf or cats and dogs biting the stems. In severe cases, hospital treatment is needed to keep the airway open. Even touching the sap with bare hands can cause skin irritation and burning eyes if you rub them afterward. So what is a safe alternative if you love that bold tropical foliage? Try a parlor palm or a Boston fern. Both are hardy, easy to care for, and non-toxic to pets and people. They give you the same lush green vibe without turning your living room into a hidden hazard. And if you thought dumb cane was bad, get ready for number 4. It's a plant that looks like a miniature palm tree often sold as an ornamental showpiece. But the truth is this one has sent countless pets to emergency vets, and even a small taste can shut down the liver. Let's talk about the sago palm. Number 4 on our list is the sago palm. It looks like a miniature palm tree with a thick trunk green fronds that spread dramatically and a tropical look that makes people think of vacation. Nurseries love selling it because it is low maintenance, looks exotic, and works well indoors and outdoors in pots. Many buyers see it as the perfect accent plant for a room or patio. But beneath that beauty is one of the deadliest risks for pets. Every part of the sago palm is toxic, but the seeds are especially dangerous. They contain a toxin called secocin, which attacks the liver. For dogs and cats, even a small nibble can trigger vomiting, diarrhea, seizures, liver failure, and in many cases, death. Veterinary hospitals issue regular warnings about this plant because it is one of the top causes of fatal poisoning in pets across the United States. And the cases are heartbreaking. There are countless reports of dogs finding a fallen seed in the yard and being rushed to the vet only for owners to discover that treatment is expensive and survival rates are very low once symptoms appear. The plant does not look threatening. It has no thorns, no bright warning colors, yet it can become a silent killer for animals. So if you want that tropical palm look without the danger, choose an areca palm or a ponytail palm. Both give you the same decorative appeal, but they are safe for pets and kids. They thrive indoors at a touch of the tropics and do not come with a hidden toxic price tag. And if you thought the sago palm was bad for pets, wait until you see number 5. It is a plant grown for its dramatic foliage, but inside its seeds is one of the most notorious poisons in the world, the same one heard about in spy novels and crime stories. Let's talk about the castor bean plant. At number 5, we have a plant that looks bold, dramatic, and ornamental in its own way, the castor bean plant. With tall stalks, oversized star-shaped leaves, and spiky red seed pods, it is often grown as a statement piece in gardens. Nurseries sometimes sell it for its exotic look, and it is easy to see why. It grows fast, fills space quickly, and catches the eye. For gardeners who want something impressive, it can seem like a perfect choice. But here's what makes it one of the most dangerous plants in the world. The seeds of the castor bean plant contain ricin, yes, the same deadly poison you have heard about in spy novels and crime stories. Ricin is so toxic that even a small amount can stop the body's ability to make proteins, leading to organ failure and death. Just 2 or 3 seeds can kill a child. For pets, the risk is just as serious. Even handling the seeds without washing your hands properly can become dangerous if you later touch your eyes or mouth. And this is not just hypothetical. There have been real cases where children mistook the shiny seeds for candy or beans and ended up in emergency rooms. In fact, poison control centers have documented poisonings linked directly to this plant. That is why in some places growing castor bean is discouraged or restricted. It is simply too dangerous to keep around people and animals. So what can you plant instead? If you want that bold, leafy, tropical look, try elephant ear or canna lily. Both give you large, dramatic leaves and vibrant flowers, but they are safer and do not put your family or pets at risk. And if ricin sounds terrifying, wait until you meet number 6. It is a plant that looks harmless with blooms used in landscaping, but its flowers and leaves can trigger everything from dizziness to vomiting, and in some cases even coma. Let's talk about azaleas and rhododendrons. Number 6 may surprise you because it covers one of the most popular landscaping plants in the world, azaleas, and their close relatives, rhododendrons. Walk through a nursery in spring and you will see them everywhere bursting with color. Pink, purple, red, and white blooms so vibrant they almost look painted on. Homeowners love them because they are hardy evergreen and can transform any front yard into a dazzling display of flowers. It is no wonder nurseries keep selling them by the truckload. But hidden behind that beauty is a dangerous secret. Azaleas and rhododendrons contain compounds called gray anotoxins. When ingested, these toxins interfere with the body's sodium channels, the very signals that keep nerves and muscles, including the heart, functioning. Even a few leaves or some nectar can cause symptoms like nausea, dizziness, abdominal pain, and dangerously low blood pressure. In severe cases, victims may slip into a coma or suffer fatal heart complications. This is not just theory, it has a long history. Ancient records describe mad honey made by bees that fed on rhododendron nectar in parts of Turkey. Soldiers who consumed that honey centuries ago became violently ill with confusion, vomiting, and paralysis. The toxins in azaleas and rhododendrons were strong enough to carry over into the honey itself. Modern cases are still reported. Poison control centers receive calls every year about pets, especially dogs, chewing on azalea leaves. The result can be vomiting, diarrhea, drooling weakness, and if not treated quickly, death. The ASPCA lists azaleas as one of the top plants that can be lethal to pets. So, what is a safer alternative? If you want that same burst of spring color, try planting camellias or viburnum. They offer lush green foliage and showy flowers without the hidden danger of toxic compounds. You still get the same cheerful display in your garden without putting your pets or family at risk. And if azaleas sound risky, just wait for number 7. It is a plant people bring into their homes every year during the holidays, placing it proudly on tables and shelves. But for cats, even the smallest nibble on its petals can lead to kidney failure and death. Let's talk about lilies. Finally, at number 7, we reach a plant that many people see as elegant, pure, even sacred, the lily. With tall stems, broad petals, and fragrance, lilies are a florist's favorite. You see them at weddings, funerals, Easter services, and in homes during the holidays. Nurseries and garden centers sell them in pots, and their popularity makes them hard to resist. Who would not want that burst of white, orange, or pink brightening up a living room? But what most people do not realize is that lilies are silent killers for cats. And I do not mean only a large bite of the leaves or flower head. Even the tiniest exposure can be deadly. The pollen alone, if it brushes onto a cat's fur and is later licked off, can be enough to cause acute kidney failure. Drinking the water from a vase of cut lilies can be just as fatal. Within hours, cats may start vomiting, lose their appetite, and become lethargic. Without immediate emergency treatment, most do not survive. Veterinarians warn about this constantly, yet every holiday season, clinics still report cases of cat owners who had no idea. They place Easter lilies on the counter, go to work, and come home to a pet in crisis. The survival rate drops if treatment does not begin within 18 hours. That is how fast the toxin moves through the body, and here is the kicker. Not all lilies are equally toxic to humans, but the danger to cats is universal. Whether it is Easter lilies, tiger lilies, daylilies, or stargazers. If you have a cat in your home, every one of them should be considered off-limits. Even dog owners should be cautious since ingestion can cause stomach upset, though dogs are less sensitive than cats. So what can you use instead? If you want that graceful, long-stemmed look without the deadly risk, go with orchids or roses. Both are safe for pets, beautiful in a vase or pot, and bring the elegant feel without putting your furry companions in danger. And here's the thought I want to leave you with. Plants can bring joy, color, and life to a space, but the wrong plant can also bring tragedy. Now that you know the dangers, you can make choices for your home and garden. Before we wrap up, I want to give you a few quick honorable mentions plants that did not make the main list but are still worth knowing about. First is hydrangea. With its large ball-shaped clusters of flowers, it is one of the most popular garden plants in the world. But here's the catch. The leaves and flower buds contain cyanogenic compounds, the same family of chemicals that can release cyanide when ingested. It usually takes a larger amount to cause serious harm, but pets and children are still at risk if they chew on the plant. Next is monkshood, also called aconitum, or the queen of poisons. Its tall spikes of deep purple or blue flowers make it look regal, almost royal. But do not let that beauty fool you. Even touching the plant without gloves can cause tingling and numbness, and ingesting a small amount has proven fatal throughout history. It has been linked to poisonings dating back to ancient Rome. Even today, gardeners are warned to handle it with extreme care. And finally, philodendrons. You see them everywhere as indoor plants climbing up trellises or hanging in baskets. They are not as deadly as some of the others, but they contain calcium oxalate crystals, the same irritants found in dumb cane. Chewing a leaf can cause burning, swelling, and drooling in pets or children. It is not life-threatening in most cases, but it can still mean a trip to the vet or doctor. And remember, these are not the only dangerous plants out there. Nurseries sell many more without warning labels, which is why it is so important to know what you are bringing home. So let's finish with safety tips that can help you avoid these hidden risks. Now that we've gone through the list, let's talk about how you can keep yourself, your family, and your pets safe. First, read plant labels carefully. Look for words like toxic, poisonous, or not safe for pets. If the label doesn't say anything, that does not mean the plant is safe. Nurseries often leave that part out. Take a moment to look up the plant's scientific name on your phone before you buy it. That check could save you a lot of trouble. Second, if you ever suspect that a child or pet has chewed on a suspicious plant, do not wait to see what happens. For pets, call your vet or an emergency animal hospital right away. For people, contact poison control or go straight to the emergency room. Time matters. Early treatment can make a huge difference. Third, fill your garden with safe alternatives. Instead of risky ornamentals, try plants like lavender marigolds or sunflowers. They are bright, beautiful, and completely non-toxic. Plus, they attract pollinators, which is a bonus for your garden. And here's your bonus tip. When in doubt, always double-check a plant's name before you buy. It takes 10 seconds and it could prevent a serious accident. That extra step is worth it. So there you have it, the 7 most dangerous plants you should never buy from nurseries. They may look beautiful, but behind that beauty are toxins and risks most people never hear about. And remember, the nursery is not going to warn you. It is up to you to know what is safe and what is not. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these plants shocked you? Was it Oleander, the cat-killing lilies, or maybe the castor bean with its infamous poison ricin? Drop your answer in the comments. I read everyone and I love hearing your stories. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, share it with other plant lovers, and do not forget to subscribe to Backyard Yield. By subscribing, you will be first to know when I post new videos on gardening, safety, plant care, and how to build a garden that is both beautiful and safe. Your support means everything, and together we can spread awareness about the hidden dangers in our backyards. Thanks for watching. Stay safe in your garden, and I will see you in the next one.